Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about some Prizepicks plays I like for the NBA slate on Friday, November the 11th. We do have a decent sized slate today. We got 8 games, so there's a good amount of player props to choose from. I am actually making this video the night before. I'm making this video on Thursday night around 12:30, midnight. And there's a good amount of props available. Normally I try and wait till Friday, the day of Friday morning to post a video, but there's already a good amount up on the board right now. And I did find 3 props that I liked for this Friday slate, taking a first look at the board. So we're going to talk through the 3 plays that I do like for today, guys. Just real quickly before we do talk through these plays, hit that like button down below if you guys do enjoy these Prizepicks videos, and hit that subscribe button if you have not yet. Also, if you are new to Prizepicks, look at the bottom of the screen. You can sign up with my promo code NOAH. Prizepicks will match your first deposit up to $100 when you do sign up with my promo code. And if you bet, if you're bet player props on a sports book, or if you play on any other site other than Prizepicks and you want to give them a try, sign up with that code. You will get a deposit bonus when you do sign up. Also, if you guys want more Prizepicks plays from me, if you find these YouTube videos very helpful, you want more content from me, I do provide additional content over on Patreon. You can check that out, link down below in the description if you are interested. Usually every day, I'll give about 2 to 3, maybe more plays over on Patreon. It all depends on how big the slate is, how many plays there are that I find that I like. I think yesterday for Thursday, we gave out 4 additional plays on Patreon, went 3 and 1 on our 4 additional plays there. So usually, it's anywhere from like 3 to 5 additional plays, and I do provide a full write-up for each play I provide on Patreon. Again, if you guys want to check that out, link down below in the description. And real quickly, before we talk through our plays for today, do want to recap our plays from Thursday. So we gave out 3 picks on Thursday, and kind of another tough day, man. Went 1 and 2 on the 3 plays that we gave out Thursday. We did cash the over on Spencer Dinwiddie's PRA. Dinwiddie had another huge game, continues to play really well without Christian Wood, and I think if the books are going to continue to set his PRA line in like the mid-20s, it's probably going to be appealing to take while Christian Wood's out, because I think Dinwiddie's going to continue to have a big role without Christian Wood. But the 2 plays that unfortunately missed were the ones I felt really good about, because we got some really good odds on Tyrese Maxey over 5.5 assists and Tobias Harris over 6.5 rebounds. Both of those props were heavily juiced on DraftKings Sportsbook, and that's why you saw them get bumped up on Prizepicks, and neither one of them hit. Tyrese Maxey had 5 assists. If you were watching the game and you were following the game, I think he actually did get 6 assists at one point in the game, but I think they wound up taking the assist away. I wasn't watching the game, so I don't know if they credited him with an assist by accident, or if if it was an assist, but then they watched it back and decided not. I don't know what happened, but Maxey finished with 5 assists, came up just short. Also, the game wound up being somewhat of a blowout. Doc Rivers pulled the starters with like 6 minutes left, and then the bench made a run, and then they brought the starters back in for like a minute, but in that point it didn't even matter. But Tobias Harris, I don't know what happened with him. He played like as close to his normal minutes, and he grabbed 2 rebounds. Over his last 10 games, Tobias Harris had like 5, 6, 7, 8 rebounds every game. And today, or Thursday night, he randomly just grabs 2 rebounds. Or not even 2 rebounds. I think it was 1 rebound. He literally had 1 rebound in like 30 minutes after having at least 5 or 6 rebounds in like 10 straight games. Just so weird. So yeah, man, Thursday was kind of frustrating. Only hit one of our 3 plays that we gave out on YouTube. But we got 3 more plays for Friday's slate. Let's try and hit all 3 of these plays for today, guys. And we're going to start off in the assist prop category. I have an assist prop I like for today, then 2 points, rebounds, and assist props. So for assist, we're going to talk about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 4.5 assists for SGA. I was very surprised to see this line at 4.5. I don't know if SGA's assist line has been at 4.5 all season. Usually it's at 5 or 5.5. I like the over here. SGA so far this season, he's played in 10 games, and I do believe he has at least 5 assists and like I think 7 out of 10 games this season. I was looking at his game log earlier, and I want to pull it up just to confirm. So yeah, he's played in 10 games this season. He has at least 5 assists in 7 out of 10 games. The 3 games where he did not get 5 assists, he finished with 3, 3, and 4. One of those games was against Denver, where he played 35 minutes, so he played his normal minutes. There was another game against Milwaukee where he played 32 minutes, not necessarily close to his normal minutes. And then last game against Milwaukee, very randomly, the game went to double overtime. SGA played 46 minutes and only had 4 assists. But so far this season, SGA has been a pretty good facilitator, and he's always been a good facilitator. This season, he's averaging 5.6 assists per game. He's averaging 11.8 potential assists per game. And also something I like to look at is like passes made, passes received touches, stuff like that. And SGA leads the team in all those categories. And so far this season in passes made, he's second on the team behind Josh Giddey in passes made. He's first on the team in passes received. And then looking at touches and time of possession, SGA leads the team with 78.2 touches per game. He leads the team with 7.1 minutes of touch time. And basically what that means is the ball is in SGA's hands a lot. And we kind of know that. Like he's a high usage player. He's a guy that's going to have the ball in his hands a lot. And when the ball's in his hands a lot, he's just going to automatically find his way to a couple of assists. And I think this is a matchup where SGA is going to be forced to pass more. I talked about this before when we, I think it was I can't remember who it was. I think it was Luka. I think when Luka faced the Raptors like a week ago, I took his over on assists, and I don't think he got there. I think he finished with like 6 or 7 assists. But this Raptors team, they play kind of a swarm defense, and what that means is basically when the guy especially like a star player like SGA, they're going to swarm him a lot. Like they're going to make other guys beat them. Whether that means Lou Dort knocking down threes or Josh Giddey making shots. I don't think this is going to be like a big scoring game for SGA. SGA is a really good player, so like I wouldn't be surprised if he comes out here and puts up 35 points. But I feel like with how the Raptors play defense, they're going to be swarming SGA a lot. They're going to be double teaming him a lot, and I think he's going to be forced to pass a good amount in this game. And 5 assists, I mean, this is a line that SGA can easily hit. He's had 5 assists in 7 out of 10 games this season. This line opened up at 4.5 on DraftKings Sportsbook, and it's already starting to get juiced up. On DK Sportsbook, it's up to minus 135 on the over 4.5 assists for SGA. I would not be surprised by Friday morning this line's bumped up to 5. So I do like this quite a bit for SGA. Last 2 games against the Raptors as well, for what it's worth. He's had 6 and 9 assists his last 2 games against Toronto. Toronto's a good defensive team. They play, they double team a lot. They're going to swarm these star players. A lot of times when we see star players like James Harden, I know really struggled against Toronto, but he had a lot of assists. Trae Young really struggled to score against Toronto, but I think he had like 10 or 11 assists. I could see that kind of being the case for SGA tonight. I think you could see this kind of be a lower scoring game from him, and one of those games where he racks up maybe 7, 8 assists. I mean, 4.5 assists is a line that I definitely like. I think more times than not, matchup aside, SGA is getting 5 assists. So that's going to be our first play for today is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander to have more than 4.5 assists. And then the other 2 props I like today are both PRA props. So I'm going to talk about Tre Jones, 22.5 points, rebounds, and assists for Tre Jones. I like the over here. So Tre Jones over his last 5 games, he's only gone over this in 3 out of 5 games. But there was one game where he finished just short. It was a really tough matchup against Toronto, and he lost by the hook, 22. There's actually been 2 games this season where he's finished with 22. That game against Toronto, he had 7 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists. There was another game this season against Minnesota. He had 8 points, 7 rebounds, 8 assists. So far this season, he's played 12 games. He's gone over this line in 6 out of 12 games. But what makes me like this prop for today is that, one, Tre Jones is starting to play really well these last few games. As you can see against Denver, he had 32 points, rebounds, assists, really good game. Against Memphis, 26 points, rebounds, assists. Against the Clippers, 26 points, rebounds, and assists. His shot volume has really started to increase lately. He's been way more aggressive offensively. He does have at least 13 field goal attempts in 3 out of their last 4 games. So he's been scoring the ball a little bit more. And he's a really good facilitator. On the season, he's averaging 6.4 assists per game, and he's leading the team in potential assists, averaging 13.9 potential assists per game. So very similar to SGA, Tre Jones is a guy that will facilitate, that will dish the ball out. He's not as high usage of a player as SGA is, but he's still a guy that can facilitate. And he's also kind of been good rebounding-wise this season. It's always hard to predict how many rebounds a guard is going to get, just because guards, some nights a guard could have 8 rebounds, the ball just kind of bounces his way, and it just kind of finds his way to him. And there could be nights where a guard only gets like 2 rebounds. So rebounds are kind of tough, but so far this season for Tre Jones, he's got the 5th most rebound chances on the team, 8.2 rebound chances per game for Tre Jones. He's averaging about 4 rebounds per game. And I was looking at his props kind of across the board for today. On DK Sportsbook, right now his points prop is set at 11.5, but it's juiced on the over, so it's juiced on the over, minus 130 on the over. His assist prop is set at 6.5. It's also very heavily juiced on the over, minus 155 on the over, 6.5 assists. And then his rebound prop is set at 3.5. It's juiced on the under. So basically, the books have him projected for like 12 points, 3 rebounds, 7 assists, and that's 22 PRA, just short. But again, I think we can expect a pretty decent role for Tre Jones. He's been more aggressive offensively. He's been scoring the ball more. He's been racking up plenty of assists and rebounds. I think he could see 4 or 5 rebounds here. He's had some games this season where he's gotten like 7 or 8 rebounds. There's been 2 games where he had 7 rebounds. There was 1 game recently where he had 8 rebounds. And then assist-wise, he's been having plenty of assists lately. 7, 6, 7, 9, 11 assists, 8, 8. Like, he's been racking up a ton of assists. So if he can score 10 to 14 points, 6 to 8 assists, 4 to 5 rebounds, like that's kind of what I'm hoping for Tre Jones here, and I think he can definitely do that for us. He's been playing more minutes lately. His minutes have been really secure. Last few games, 37, 33, 33 minutes. There were 2 games against Denver and Toronto where his minutes got cut. Both those games were blowouts, though. They got blown out by Denver. They got blown out by Toronto. He would have went over his PRA prop in that Toronto game, but he only played 22 minutes because they got the crap beat out of him. This game should be close against Milwaukee, and you would think Milwaukee probably would blow out San Antonio here. Milwaukee, obviously, the much better team, but the Bucks are going to be without both Giannis and Drew Holiday today. Giannis and Drew are out, and the Spurs are actually favored in this game, so this should be a close game. We should see 34, 35 minutes from Tre Jones. He played 37 minutes in their last game. His minutes have been very, very secure lately. And I like the matchup without Drew and Giannis. I think this Bucks defense has been really good this season, but without Drew and Giannis, I think they're definitely much worse. We saw them give up a shit ton of points to the Thunder last game in that double overtime game. So definitely like this spot for Tre Jones. I think 23 points, rebounds, and assists is a line that he can eclipse. I think there's plenty of ways he could go over this, whether it be from scoring, from racking up a ton of assists, from getting some rebounds, from doing a little bit of everything. Again, there's been some games this season where he's like nearly had a triple-double. So that's what I like as our second prop for today. Tre Jones to have more than 22.5 points, rebounds, and assists. And then the final play, we're going to go down to Steph Curry. 40.5 points, rebounds, and assists for Steph Curry. Also like the over here. Now, I do want to mention that so far over his last 5 games, Steph Curry has gone over this line in 5 straight games. And for whatever reason, I don't know why this is. I never, when I'm making my Prizepicks selections, I look at last 5 games, but I'm never just basing my decisions solely off last 5 games. If you do that, you're just not going to be profitable. I mean, Prizepicks wouldn't put the last 5 game chart up there if that was the secret sauce. Obviously, they're not giving you the secret sauce. There is no secret sauce, but last 5 games is something it's worth noting. But for whatever reason, anytime a prop has hit in 5 straight games, the day that I take it is the day that it doesn't hit. So if Steph Curry does not get 41 points, rebounds, and assists today, you guys can all blame me because I don't know. I haven't played Curry's PRA at all this season. Today I'm going to play it. So if it doesn't hit, again, I'm probably the reason why. But 40.5 PRA for Steph Curry, I do like quite a bit here. I think this line is a little bit too low. I think one of the reasons it is a bit lower here is because it is kind of a tough matchup. This Cleveland Cavs team is really good. They've been playing at a really high level this season. They're one of the better defensive teams in the league so far this season in terms of defensive rating. I mean, the Cavs do have the 3rd best defensive rating in the league. So it's not like it's a cupcake matchup for Steph, but Steph is basically matchup proof. Like, he's just been so good this season. His numbers are just incredible across the board. He's been scoring a ton this season. He's been getting a ton of rebounds and a ton of assists as well. He's averaging 32.5 points per game, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists per game. So basically, he's been averaging like 46.5 PRA on the season. Do I expect Curry to average 46.5 PRA for the rest of the season? Obviously not. I think there is some regression coming a little, later maybe for Curry. But while he's playing so well right now, I think we just kind of have to ride the hot streak. I mean, it's a big-time game against a big-time opponent, so this is one of those games where you do expect Curry to play pretty huge minutes, 36, 38 minutes. Don't have to really worry about blowout here. This game has a 1.5 point spread. And we see in these type of games, Curry really usually steps up and plays well. Even though it is kind of a tougher matchup, I expect Curry to be the number 1 option on offense. I expect him to dominate usage like he always does. So far this season, in terms of usage rate, highest usage rate on the team, to no surprise, 29.6% usage rate. He's been doing everything. He's been scoring a ton. He's been getting a ton of rebounds, getting a ton of assists, leading the team in potential assists per game, 12.9 potential assists per game. Leading or second on the team in rebound chances, only behind Kevon Looney, which is crazy because Steph Curry is a point guard. You would not expect a point guard to really get a ton of rebounds unless it's a guy like Russell Westbrook or something. But Steph Curry's been rebounding a ton this season, 11.4 rebound chances per game, which is only behind Kevon Looney on the team, and then he's averaging, like I said, 7 rebounds per game. Steph Curry is actually averaging the most rebounds on the team, which will that continue? Obviously not. I think there's some regression coming for Curry, but while he's playing so well, racking up assists, getting plenty of rebounds, scoring a ton, I think we have to kind of ride the hot streak, and obviously this is kind of a tougher matchup, but I would expect this to be a spot where Curry plays really big minutes. I'd expect this game to be close, and I think Curry is one of these guys that can dominate in any matchup. I mean, the Cavs are a good defensive team, but they're not going to just shut down Steph Curry. Curry's going to find a way to produce, whether that means getting his teammates involved or just scoring a ton himself. And I did want to pull up his game log for this season. So Steph Curry's played in 10 games this season. He's gone over this prop in 8 out of 10 games, which just shows how well he's played. He's gone over this in 8 out of 10 games. The 2 games where he did not go over, one of them was against Phoenix, which I believe was a massive blowout. Curry only played 30 minutes, and he finished with 36 PRA. So in a massive blowout against a good defense, he finished with 36 PRA. And then there was a game against the Kings earlier this season where he finished with 40 PRA, lost by the hook. But that game was a blowout as well. The box score doesn't look like it because I believe it was a pretty close game in the end. But the Warriors were getting blown out. Then their bench, or I think the Warriors were blowing the Kings out, and then the bench started giving up a ton of points, or either it was vice versa, one way or the other. And they actually wound up bringing the starters back into the game late in the game. But Curry only played 31 minutes in that game. Pretty much every game this season where he's played 33 minutes or more, he's gone over 40.5 PRA. And obviously, against a good Cavs team in a game with a 1.5 point spread, you expect this to be a game where Curry plays 35, 36, 37 minutes. And all the games he's gotten in his full minutes this season, he's hit this PRA line. So just going to continue to ride the hot streak. Hopefully we get another solid game from Steph Curry tonight. If he goes under, you guys can all blame me because for whatever reason, when I take a prop after it's hitting 5 straight games, the day I don't take it is the day that it misses. But I do feel good about this play. I think this line is definitely a little bit too low. I know the matchup's tough, but Curry's one of these guys that can really, just dominate in any matchup. So this is what I'm liking for Friday's NBA slate, guys. Kind of taking a first look at the board on Thursday night. 3 props I'm playing. Definitely will have some more plays for today. I'll be sharing those over on Patreon. I'll give a full write-up for every play I do provide on Patreon. So if you guys want access to those, check that out. Link down below in the description. You'll get access to all of my additional Prizepicks plays. Also, you'll get access to my DFS content. So if you play DraftKings NBA DFS, if you play NBA DFS on Yahoo, provide player pools, core plays for both of those sites. Also have a Discord chat that is available for Patreon members. Again, all that is available. Link down below in the description. But best of luck tonight, guys. Thanks as always for watching the video. Hit that like button if you did enjoy. Hit that subscribe button if you have not yet. And if you're new to Prizepicks and you have not signed up for Prizepicks, get signed up. Use promo code NOAH. You will get your first deposit matched up to $100 when you do sign up with my promo code. But best of luck tonight, guys. Thanks as always for watching the videos, for supporting the channel and supporting the content. Hopefully we can make some money tonight, hit all 3 of these plays. But good luck, guys. We'll see you in the next video. Peace.